Welcome back to a brand new episode of Mental Health Matters with me. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. If you haven't subscribed yet, you are more than welcome to hop on and do so. So today we have a very interesting topic, and just getting ready for this topic, for this discussion, was really uncomfortable for me. I really just felt uncomfortable in my skin. I just felt uncomfortable just getting ready. So, I mean, that says a lot, that really says a lot. And of course, as the title suggests, today we will be talking about whether there's such a thing as beauty privilege. Do you think that if you regard yourself as beautiful, or you are regarded as a beautiful person, um, does that come with privilege? Do you think that would come with freebies? Do you think it would come with all the nice things, the nice stuff that you'll just get for free simply because you look beautiful, or you look pleasing to the eye, or aesthetically you're just, giving off that beautiful feeling or image, or whatever it is, really? I can't even find the words. But that is the question. Is there such a thing as beauty privilege? So let's get into it. One thing that I think we need to acknowledge first and foremost is the fact that feminine energy, femininity and feminine energy, and being a woman, being female, however way you want to describe it, comes with that beauty, that sense of beauty. I think it's part of us as women, as feminine people, as females. There's always that sense of beauty, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, despite the color of your skin, your language, your ethnicity. It doesn't matter. But the feminine energy, if that makes sense, comes with that ideology, with that idea of beauty. Automatically, there's a beauty element to you. It doesn't matter who you are, at any age, at any level. So we need to acknowledge that that's how it is. This is why we get a lot of companies and a lot of businesses and a lot of brands that obviously profit on a woman's beauty, or feminine beauty, or feminine energy. So this is why, because the world has been like this since the beginning of time, and the beauty standards have changed from one generation to another. The beauty standards have changed from one culture to another, and so on. So this is a whole entire revolution. It's a whole entire thing that has existed since the beginning of time. And I'm wondering as to whether there's really such a thing as beauty privilege because of the social media age, yes, that we are into. I thank God for that, because through social media, we can now come out and we can talk about these things, and we can explore these topics even more, and we can see things playing out. So with the social media age that we are into, we can see a lot of beautiful women and men, and any kind of person that embodies feminine energy coming out there, and we can celebrate their beauty, or embrace their beauty, or criticize their beauty. The platform is open, and it's a huge platform, and so on. But also, we have to acknowledge the fact that we cannot categorize beauty. We cannot box beauty. We cannot say this is beautiful and this is not beautiful. And that's exactly what people are struggling with. And that's exactly why, in some cases, we find that some people believe that there is such a thing as beauty privilege. If you fit certain types of beauty standards, you can just get everything for free. Anything is available to you, the opportunities are open to you, and so on. And it's really difficult. But for me, I'm thankful that I'm coming from a neutral point of view, because I don't think personally for me there was any chance where I could have used my beauty to gain something. I don't think there's any chance. And if there were people around me thinking, "Ooh, she's pretty and maybe she just has it easy and whatever," that's their assumption, and those are their secret thoughts. It's not something that people have openly said to me. And there have been people asking questions, just trying to figure out if that would be my reality or not. And I think at some point they figured that actually that is not her reality. That is not true. That is not true for her. She actually has to put in the work and do the work like everybody else. So for me, I come from a place of people making that assumption, and maybe later on saying it that, this is what I thought about you, or trying to figure out a way to find out and asking me strange questions just to try and figure out. But to be honest, I don't recall, I don't think I've had any experience whatsoever where I can say, hey, if it wasn't for my beauty, or if it wasn't for how I looked or whatever, I wouldn't have gotten this opportunity. I've had to work like everybody else, and I still am, and I still have a long way to go, and I'm still doing it. So I don't have that experience. This is why I'm saying I'm coming from a neutral standpoint. But at the same time, am I bitter, and am I upset that there are actually women, there are actually girls, there are actually feminine people that getting opportunities because of their beauty or because of their looks? I'm not upset at all. If that works for them, then that's perfectly fine. But also, what is not being said most of the time is everything is transactional. Everything is transactional. If you really had to pay with your beauty, then that simply means that you are going to get something in return, and that person is going to give you something using your beauty. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take. It's transactional. That's what people don't want to talk about. The fact that yes, we can label her or him or whoever and say, beauty privilege. It's because of the looks. It's because of how he looks. It's because of how she looks. It's because of the appearance. This is why she's getting all these deals and whatever. But it's a transactional situation. It is a transactional situation. You have to do the work. If you are promoting a brand, a beauty brand, if a particular skin brand or makeup brand comes up to me and says, well, we want you to do this, I have to put in the work. I have to put in the work. I have to make sure that I promote whatever it is. I have to make sure that I put in the hours. So everything is transactional. Everything is transactional. Therefore, this moves us away from the idea of beauty privilege being just a free thing, being a matter of, oh, she's beautiful and she just got everything for free. Yes, maybe for some people, they didn't really have to really work that hard or grind, but there's always a catch-22, at least in my opinion, I believe. And when I sit down and I analyze all these situations, I strongly believe there's a catch-22. I strongly believe there's a point where you just gotta pay up. Whether you need to pay up with your body, whether you need to pay up with something, you need to pay up. And we know exactly what that means. So for me, honestly speaking, it's a fair game. It is a fair game. You have to, it seems like you have to pay. It's a give and take. It's transactional at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter whether you are the most beautiful person or whatever the case might be. Everything is transactional, and you just have to put in the work. So that is what I think is going on with this whole situation. But let's take it back to the root. Let's go back to the root, and let's go back to these issues around beauty privilege. Because if you believe that someone is getting something because of their beauty or their looks, then you might just feel insecure. Most of the time, people that say those statements are probably thinking, well, if I looked that way, maybe if I looked that way, I also would be able to have the same platform, to have the same opportunities, to have the same setup. Or I'm really feeling insecure. I really do not like the way that I look. I'm not happy with how I look. And it seems like she or he feels so good and is happy, and they're just living their best life based on how they look. So let's acknowledge the fact that there are insecure people. There are people that really, really struggle with their image, with their appearance, and then begin to project these ideas on other people that, ooh, you had to do this, you had to do that, you had to do this, and so on to get this opportunity. But remember, it's always transactional. It is always transactional. There's something that you're going to have to give. There's something that you're going to have to give in return for what you get. So there is a lot of insecurities that are not addressed. There's a lot of things that people do not address, and people they carry on believing that they don't look good enough. They believe that they are not perfect. They believe they don't have the perfect weight, the perfect size, the perfect complexion. And that also goes into the issue of colorism. If you think about colorism is a very deep issue, because it's not about, ooh, people with a lighter skin color or a darker skin color get the most opportunities, or they are getting this. Maybe they do. Maybe there is a group of people that actually do. But let's look at the root. Where does it come from? Because it comes from the days of colonization. It comes from the days of slavery. It comes from the days of racial oppression. It comes from the days of the apartheid system. It comes from the days where people were marginalized and everything was taken away from them simply because they looked a particular way, or simply because someone decided to use the way they look in order to gain and in order to take away from them. So there's a very deep trauma and history that comes with this whole situation of colorism, for example. And for us to get to a point where we say, well, people, if you look like this, and if you're lighter, it's better, and if you're darker, it's better, and if you're this, it's better. It's really coming from a big place of ignorance, in my opinion, because this is deep. There are people that have died. There are people that have lost their lives. They have lost their lives. They were unalived simply because they looked a particular way, and that was used against them. And that is the kind of trauma that is generational. And to show that we haven't really healed from this, or some people haven't really healed from this, it's still carrying on. We still categorize people. We still create beauty standards based on that, based on the lightness or the darkness of your skin. And it's really unfair, because if you look at the history, it's shattering. So also, we are in this age of a lot of technology, without a doubt, and cosmetology. A lot of people, or a group of people, are doing whatever it is that they can to modify their bodies to look a particular way and so on. And once again, I don't have any judgments. It's not my place because I am not living in your experience. I'm not in that person's experience. I don't know what it took. I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't know if there are any benefits. I don't know if it actually boosts their self-esteem. Maybe it really does boost their self-esteem. So who am I? Because I've never walked your path. But if I have to talk about my path, first of all, it really, for me, I can simply say that I'm at a place where I'm very, very comfortable. I'm comfortable with how I look. Yes, I do struggle because I've had to unlearn. I've had to unlearn a lot of things. And my insecurities, I'm here to say, my insecurities purely stemmed from others' opinions. I don't remember a time growing up, or I don't remember a time or a moment in my life where out of the blue I felt ugly. I felt like I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not perfect enough. I don't have a certain type of weight or whatever. I do not remember. All I remember is people saying you're ugly, people saying that you you need to gain more weight, or you need to lose weight at some point, and people saying you look like this and you look like that, and people saying, oh, you've got long fingers and you've got this and you've got that. I can remember those things from those people, those comments and opinions from those people. I do not remember any experience that I had where I told myself all these terrible things. I've always grown up with so much confidence. And like I said in my last episode or a previous episode that I did, I was, my mom would take me out to model and just do model for baby products or things like that, as a baby, as a toddler. And I look at those pictures and I'm thinking, wow, you had so much confidence. So I grew up with that thing of, okay, I'm good enough. I'm okay. I'm great. And I'm fine. But the problem started when people started saying all those nasty things, when people start excluding you, when people start isolating you because of how you look. That was when the problem began. That's where the problem began. And those were people's voices. Those were people's projections. Those were people that never felt good about how they looked anyway. They never felt good about how they looked. And they had to go through people that told them all that nonsense. And you know what they did? They passed it on to other people that they saw exuded a lot of confidence or exuded a sense of self-acceptance. So I have come to understand that through the work that I've done, that, you know what, that was about them. You can't take that personally because this person was talking about herself or this person was talking about himself. He wasn't happy with the way that he looked because other people were not happy. It's like a chain. Other people were not happy about how they looked, so they decided to tell him. But they were actually talking about him. And then this person saw somebody who's really confident and thought, ooh, let me also tell him to make him feel the way that I feel, to make him feel the pain that I feel. And it has nothing to do with me. So I have come to that point where I embrace myself. I embrace the way that I look. I can go out and not put on makeup. I can go out and not put on anything. I can go out and wear anything. I can go out and do whatever that I want. This is my body. These are my rules. This is my life. Because at the end of the day, people's opinions are things that have been projected on them and their own damn insecurities that they don't want to deal with. And whether I would also I've been in situations where we've discussed or people have asked me, would you do any kind of surgery or would you modify something on your body? And that is a no. That is a no. That is a no. I will definitely invest in self-improvement. Definitely invest in having a healthy skin, a healthy body. I'll definitely invest in things that can assist or aid me because those things make me feel good. It's like going for a massage or going for a facial. That makes me feel good. I feel good. It's not about I want somebody else to recognize that uh, my body or something. It's not about other people. It's about me. This is what I'm saying. If you feel that you need to do something, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. We have so many beauty standards that have been created by people that I'm sure feel so insecure about how they feel. I mean, how they look. And they get to decide. For me, I wonder if people ever think, well, these ideas or these beauty standards what are created by people just like you and me. And I wonder whether these people actually feel confident, if they have a high self-esteem, if they have a healthy body image. Because you really cannot create a beauty standard and say everybody needs to fit into this standard. Everybody needs to fit into this box. I find it quite impossible. So create your own standards. Create your own standards. Create your own standards. The problem is when we want to do things to please other people. That's the problem about this whole entire thing. That's the problem about this whole entire topic. Once you start trying to please people and please the voices in your head that are telling you that you don't look good enough because you were told that you are not good enough, or you were told that this is the most beautiful woman in the world and this is the most whatever man in the world, then it's really, is it really about you? Is it really about you? That's the question. Is it about you? Or you're just trying to get something um, and trying to get something that you're not even sure would work for you? It's like this BBL era that we are in or that is phasing out. I don't know. I don't know if it's phasing out right now, it's fizzling out, or it's still a thing. And once again, I don't have any judge. It's your body. It is your body. We can't tell grown people what to do with. If that makes you feel good, good for you. If that makes you feel good, good for you. Why not? But for me, with in terms of the BBLs and all of that, I've had like questions like, are they really like, is this lady really doing it for her, or is she doing it for people? Is she doing it for the brand, for the bag? And if you're doing it for the bag, is it long term or is it short term? Because that's probably going to be, from what I know, you can't take it back. You can obviously go back and make some adjustments on your body, but is it really like, is it for a short term? Is it for a long term? I just wonder, with no judgment, I just wonder, what is the aim? What is the aim? Is it just for now? Is it long term? Are there any health side effects, repercussions? What is it? But of course, people that go through that journey, they know why they do what they do. However, I just think if you're doing it for other people other than yourself, if it's not boosting your confidence, if it's making you feel less than, if it's making you feel worse than before, then you might just have to reconsider and think, well, am I doing this for me? And if I'm not doing it for me, how long will I have to put myself through this? What is it that I really want, really? I think the truth is based on what you want. If you figure out what you want, then We wouldn't have a lot of people regretting and saying, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done it, or I wish I couldn't have done this procedure, I wouldn't have done that, because that just shows that in the first place, you were not doing it for yourself. You were not doing it for yourself. So there is a lot of things, but if it really boils down to your mental health system, it just could be that you're just feeling insecure. You're allowing the projections, you're allowing the voices of people that were also feeling insecure about themselves to become louder and to become your reality. And this is why you go around feeling threatened by how people look. This is why you go around assuming things about people. You know, it's like going to a place and when you walk in, people automatically assume that you think you're better because of the way you look. It's very concerning. And for me, I don't have a problem. If that's what you think about me, you are entitled to your own thoughts. I don't have any control over what you're thinking besides what I'm thinking. So what tends to concern me is, does this person realize that they are projecting? Does this person realize that if they took all that energy and all the time and invested that into themselves, it would benefit them in the long run, rather than wasting time, wasting energy, and feeling bad and assuming things that are not true about me? And maybe if I think I am better, then what does it have to do with you? Like, how does it impact you? How does it impact you? If I really thought that I'm better because of the way that I look, how does it impact your life? How does it change the direction of your life? How does that make you a better person? So the minute we also find ourselves feeling that way and feeling small or feeling attacked because of how people look, I mean, you don't have to speak. Some people, they don't have to say anything, but already people feel attacked by how they look. Then you have a problem. And that problem can be resolved. Take back your power, take back your energy, and invest in yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you need? What is it that you need to make you feel better? What is it that you need to stop beating yourself up with so much insecurity and wasting your life and closing yourself off and trying to fit into other people's standards that you don't know anything about? So that is just an indication to say, invest in yourself, work on yourself, accept yourself, eliminate the voices, eliminate what the world is saying, because the world is just projecting. People are just projecting. Everywhere they go, people are projecting. What is it that you have to say about yourself? Because what you have to say about yourself is the most important thing. That's what's going to stick with you till the end. That's what's going to stick with you. And I promise you, the day I realized that, I took that and I ran and I was free. And I was like, screw everybody. If you feel like I'm this, if you feel like I'm that, it's about you. The problem is with you. It's not about me. So that's all I just wanted to tackle today, and I hope it really sinks in. I hope that it really shifts something in you and you begin to see yourself in a different light, in a healthier way, because a healthy mental health system also means that we are able to have a healthy body image that we uphold about ourselves. So thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, please do so, and I will catch you in our next episode.